Bumps and bruises, scratches and scrapes, some of the ingredients that a good life makes. But sorrows become success. And as we aim for the top, we will pause if we must, but we will never stop. Welcome to Simsoul Sessions. Hi everybody, welcome to Simsoul Sessions. This is the safe space to share your stories. Tonight we spend an hour dancing through the life tapestry of a man who found his voice through movement. Orville Xpressionz Hall, educator, performer, professor, award winner now, is taking us through the choreography that has been his life and that has taken him here. And we welcome you to our set. And thank you for sitting in the big chair with me.
Oh, yes. I've been looking forward to this chair.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. In a real life. And then you have a very danceable soundtrack.
Right. You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you try. I am proud of you, my friend.
Thank you so much.
We are coming from a mighty long way.
Yes. For
we
real.
are coming from the days of, and I see Shelley sitting over there, and it just makes my heart full, of dance expressions on road parties.
Yeah.
When you guys would just come and dance.
Just come and dance.
And then you became a part of the fame team through Full House. God bless Francois.
Oh, yeah.
And the rest is kind of like history.
History.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are. Sitting, myself as the television host of Simsoul, and you fresh off your big award. Tell me about your award that you just won.
A Reggae Gold Award. Something that came from, at the time, left field. I wasn't expecting it. And when I got the call, it was, take some time to marinate. And I'm saying, this is a national award. So you need to make it simmer. This is for what you've been doing.
Yeah.
And did it with grace. Did it because I was called to do it. And to see that you're being rewarded for that work, it was very humbling.
Dance, your work for the culture.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that the award came when you had decided to stop waiting on the award.
Yeah.
Because you've been waiting on your awards for a little bit. To the point where you had to sit yourself down and say...
No, just, do it because it's a calling. Do it because your whole soul and spirit tells you to get up and do it every day. So just, you've been doing it, so just continue.
Yeah. Dance has been your voice ever since you know yourself. That little boy said you were very shy.
Yeah.
But you were that guy.
I was that guy.
Who, when the community needed to be entertained, it was you.
It was me. And the older brother would come and take me out of the yard. That's how I get to see different parts of the community, because Miss Laurel would keep us inside, she keep her eyes on us. But because of my dancing skills, and my brother would come and take me out of the yard every now and then, and carry me go mash up a youth.
Yeah.
Because a youth up the road feel like him bad, and that's how I win my first
mash up
bottle
a
of
youth.
Pepsi.
Let's just translate for everybody.
Yeah.
Who's going to dance him down.
Dance him down.
Okay. We don't advocate
Not
for any
physically mash up a youth.
Yeah. Wow. But you're an introvert.
Yeah.
But when we see you dance, it's like something takes you over, guy.
Yeah, man.
Where did this love for dance come from?
A large part of it is my parents. So it in my DNA.
They call you Dad Dancey?
Yeah, man. My father's nickname is Dancey. That's the name I grew up with. When people come hail him, them say, Dancey, Wagwan Dancey. So that is when I started saying, is this something that you guys used to do? And they might tell you, yeah, man, we are dance from Escana. I say, oh, Escana. I think it's somewhere in the Maxfield area. So from them time then the community parties where we lived now, they used to, my father kept one of the first dancehall sessions in our community. And they've been there from 1962.
Jacksontown.
So, Jacksontown community. So, the name Hall, Dance Hall, Orville Hall, yeah.
This I read from before you're born.
Yeah, that's this entire story. So,
Life in the community now. You told me you were raised poor, and I told you to hold on a little bit, because as far as I understand, your parents were shop owners.
yes.
And so perspective is a hell of a thing, eh?
Yep.
So at the time you thought you were growing poor, but in the community where you were privileged.
Yes, absolutely privileged. And it is over time you get to stop and look and say, hold on. In a community where, many times there is one parent, there's mother no father, father no mother. We were privileged to have our parents around us right through our lives, and they were always there. I've never heard my father argue with my mother. He has never raised a finger at her. I've seen love unconditionally from my born till now, so I know what that is. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I was a
the roles were
privileged
very
child.
clear. Your dad was a tradesman. He did several different things and made sure you gentlemen learnt them
Oh, yeah,
as
man.
well.
Mix Marta, Lay
Yes,
Black,
yes.
the world. Yeah.
Skills. But your mom now ran the shop
Yep.
and took care of the kiddos.
Take care of it.
Like, you couldn't think to go out of street and embarrass your parents because
No.
it was not a thing.
My friends came to our house. We didn't know how many of our friends' house stay in the community. Because she said, me can see you now. Me can see you now. So,
And school was a must.
yeah,
And disciplining
absolutely.
at school was a must. Orville, you tell me something and it's not funny, right? But you say your mom was so big on discipline that you said...
Yeah, man, she come to the school, and when the teacher, because listen, you're in class, when the heart rate start going up till you feel it in your temples is when you see a mother make an unannounced visit. And you look at the window and see she walk come round. And when the teacher step outside and you sitting inside and you see the motor move outside and you wonder, what am I say? Until she call you outside and she say, listen, he's a very bright boy, but him can't keep still. And him a dance to the class and him come in long after recess. And Miss Laurel say, all right, so miss, let me tell you this. Save the eye. Just save the eye. But I will nurse everything else.
That's not funny!
I will rub him down in a warm
Why
water.
are we like this as Jamaican? Why are we parents to say
And I
so?
love that woman. I love that woman.
Today.
Yeah, man.
Till today, she's still at how old? Going to be 90?
She's going to be 90 in June.
And she still sits on the veranda
Yes.
and waits for you to come home.
And if me reach in, and me look like me not bringing enough food, little after me say she'll come round with a plate of food.
Doesn't matter what time of day, night, morning.
Night, 11 o'clock at night, and she knock on the door and she asks me, you did eat? And I say a plate of food, and I say, are the kitchen you come out of? Yeah.
Good God. No love like a mother's love? You know?
None.
All right, let's talk more with this gentleman about his career in dance and how it's landed him where he is now. 40 countries visited and with this flag of dancehall waving high. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back here with Orville Xpressionz Hall, talking a little bit about his family life and how dance chose him, because that's what he told me happened. Raised with two brothers. Your mom had three, you could have had three sisters. You ought to have had three sisters. But life happened.
Life happened.
So one wasn't taken to full term.
Stillborn,
One
one
was
was born
stillborn,
dead,
one-
and one lived for 3 weeks and 2 days.
That's something. Your mother is a tower.
Yeah, man. Warrior. Warrior spirit.
Which means then that, she would have loved on you boys in a different kind of way, having experienced that kind of
She
loss.
did. She did. And she's a part of our lives firsthand, hands-on, up to now. So if I step out and my face look away, My older brother turned up at the house and him face look away. She just want to know. She's that connected.
Yep.
And sometimes she right. But you know,
Yep.
you don't want to worry, you know.
Yep.
When you are go through, I say, no, we're old enough to deal with it now. But she's connected, fully connected.
Let's go back to your days in school, Villa, with the common entrance that you had a difficult time with.
Yeah.
Around the time that you were sitting it, your brother passed for
Calabar.
Calabar. And you say that celebration of your brother kind of heightened what it is that wasn't happening for you, and that was a difficult patch
Yeah.
in your life.
Yeah.
She's doing what your family's doing what they're supposed to do. They're celebrating him.
And the community doing it as
And
well.
the community, because it was a big deal.
Yeah, man, we're talking about passing for high school in the 80s. Coming out of the inner city is a big deal. And we're all celebrating. And then just one day you realize that you are unintentionally sidelined. And to this day, I have no ill feelings towards what happened, but it's really what happened. Then you feel a little void inside. I'm now off to Edith Dalton James in Duhaney Park. And this was now a volatile place because this is Duhaney Park in the 80s. This is 1980 election, going into 81. So we have Brook Valley, we have Sherlock Crescent, we have Chasa, we have all these places. And school, you're at school, and at any given time, school can be completely disrupted because of what is happening in the communities. So if my mother and father was not the kind of parents, then we would have gone off the rails.
Yeah.
Well, I would have gone off the rails long time.
Yeah.
You know, but when you get home, the strong family values, they're there. So you walk right back into that. And they never let up. It's not something they tried to do. It's something that they actually did.
Because they wore it.
Yes.
They wore it, so they lived it. Excelsior changed your life. You decide a little while after that you're going to pick yourself up and go back to school. You started working, training, and in dance.
I was doing different things. You know, I was a shoemaker at one point.
You were a shoemaker?
Shoemaker. Yeah. When nothing else ever there happened, I learned that trade as a shoemaker.
No, you tell me, brother, you know me love shoes. I know you tell me so you used to make shoes.
So we started
Yes?
started from repairing, from working at a place called Heel Bar.
Yes, I know Heel Bar.
Right.
That's
So
it, yes.
we started Heel Bar. A friend of mine called Mark Hudson as well. We literally started Heel Bar. We were the first workers at Heel Bar. And it was Ventura, Mr. Ventura, that we were working for him at that time. And then Mark left because Mark was a tradesman in shoemaking because his father did it as well. So him bring me into it. Now them time they said, I have a rope here in for do it. And we got into entertainment via that because we started making our own shoes now. We use 2 pieces of material, one over the front song, one come around the side. And then we do it, we say, how are we going to promote this now? And we start with modeling.
Look at you.
So we start model with shoes them, but we model with routines, and that's how the dance started getting more into it now. Yeah, man.
You're a genius. You're a marketing genius before you knew you were a marketing genius. But then when you started teaching the dance, you realized that your lack of education up until that point was playing a negative role.
Yeah.
People was trying to just take step and stop with you, and you were like, you know what? I'm going back to school.
At some point.
I'm going to get some subjects.
Yeah.
And so you went to Excel.
Somebody said to me, you're naturally talented, but you need something to show for it now. You need to get a formal education. But you tell me this now, when I'm almost 30 years old. My days of college are behind me. This is my thought process.
Right.
Behind me. I'm going to sit down in a class now with some 17-year-olds. But the person convinced me, and I say, you know, I need to take a break here. I need to get something formal, a piece of paper where I can show and say, I passed through this system. But the next challenge now was that to get into this system, I needed at least 3 CXC subjects that I didn't have. Because my parents were focused on my brother. For him to get his CXCs, they couldn't afford for me to do CXCs, so I did what they call SSC. The first time I left out of school and got put out my SSC qualifications on a desk, the girl unintentionally broke down. Like she got, oh, we don't take that. That's how bad it was. So that again broke my spirit because SSC is not. So I was literally out there just working as a youth where can do it until somebody says. So I begged my way into the program. I said, Mr. Saman, if you get me into the program, then I will do them on the side. And that's what I did. And
While you taught there?
While I taught there.
To pay your way?
I begged my way in, and that was another challenge because what I wanted to offer was a dancehall thing. Mr. Saman said, Orville is a tall order because this is a Methodist institution. And this
Where
is
you going with your
dancehall?
Right.
This is 1998 where I tell you about, you know. So we promised that we will formalize the program and give it value that we can use in schools. And big up XZ. Yeah. They roll with it. Myself, Patsy Ricketts, and Kenny Salmon wrote the first dancehall dance course outline that exists in any institution. And for Pat McCullough, you know.
Yeah, you've been pioneering. You know, sometimes it's when people sit down in this chair, they realize the things that they've done.
May I tell you? And I did it started as a certificate program, then it developed into a diploma program, and then it went to an associate degree. And I stayed on as a student teacher right through all of them and graduated head of my class. Fantastic.
You stayed on for 5 years, and then some things happened with the program changing its name, and at that point you had to make a decision.
I had to.
And your star only rose from there. So everything in your life for a season. We'll talk more about that part when we come back from this break with Orville. Sunka! Back, everybody, with Orville. Talking about your days at XZ, you started this program, and then they changed the name of the program. What did it change to?
Urban Contemporary Folk.
From dancehall?
From dancehall. They were having a problem with calling it dancehall because of what they considered to be that negative connotation. So I'm saying...
But that never resonates true. That never
no,
true.
That's not true. And I'm now seeing what is happening with dancehall internationally, and that nobody wants to change it. Like if you change that, people are no longer interested. Even if you just say it's Jamaican dance, people are now into dancehall, reggae dancehall. Yeah. So that's what's being used all over the world. So how do we change that? And how do I comfortably stay in the institution trying to change that from what I know it really is? So it was time to move on. Yeah.
So you started your own thing?
My own studio.
So you and Shelley and the team on the Go Road. You opened a studio, you built the name Dance Expression.
We started from literally going in the street. God, this is the storm we had to weather. When they were in school, I asked them the only way we're going to go out and take it serious on the street is that you guys get your associate degree, because they have a way of looking down on dance also. Get this education, go out there so you can articulate what is it that you do. So if you go up on your head, you can justify why you go up on your head.
Right.
And this is what we do. And when we started that, we had to now go out in the street and had to put up with the people saying they're not real dancehall dancers because they've been institutionalized and they're coming with a bag of choreography, and that's not dancehall. Mm-hmm. But how do we now package this for international market? And that was
for the corporate market.
And for the corporate market. And
to put some respect on it, generally, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we wrote that entire novel of packaging dancehall for the corporate space. Mm-hmm. We were the ones that went through all of this thing where the corporate sponsor, the person would say, I like it, but it's a little too much gyration. We have to tone down the gyration. We have to set the costumes a certain way that we find that middle ground. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like I'm compromising the thing. We did that and make corporate Jamaica start saying, yeah. Because at one point, people, it was, Dance Expressions, this event, Dance Expressions, that event. And when we see people sit back and do this with a smile on their face, we say, okay,
Yeah.
we're halfway there.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Yeah. And this genre that you believed in so much, that you worked in so hard, has now taken you all across the world.
All across the world.
40 countries
40.
across the world. Orville, did you see this? In your wildest dreams, did you see this?
No.
First place was Russia.
Russia. And that came, that was scary because I was coming off of a big cuss out on Facebook with some people that I think was appropriating the culture. So they took the dance moves, they tweaked moves and called it something else. And so I was having a big cuss out with them until then. I must say I'm a bad mind and me this and me that, because I see foreigners using it and not giving credit to the persons who created it. And then I got a message from a guy saying he would love me to come to Russia and speak on dancehall. I say, it's not a assassination plot, this. Like.
You don't plan to kill me?
Yeah, this is Russia.
I would tell you, but yeah.
This is Russia. But his name, we call him Jeff the Boss Man. He's Haitian, studied in Russia, started this whole dancehall thing in Russia because of just the fact that dancehall was so strong in the Caribbean, and he value himself as a Caribbean person. He said, I would want you, because I'm here promoting this thing, but a lot of persons feel entitled. So to hear you speak, we would love to have you there. And yeah,
And so
13
you come
visits
off a
later.
plane, 13 visits
13
to Russia
visits. I have
later.
13.
But that first visit, when you stepped off the plane and went to the venue and saw 500 people.
Standing there waiting. When we walk in, I hear all the people. And when the Jamaican contingent walked in, because it was about 4 of us or 5 of us, the place erupted. And we say, wow.
Did you know what we had until that moment?
That was the moment that I was fully convinced of what we have. Because we spent, I think, 6 days there. And every day, they had classes in the morning, and in the evening they would have a dancehall party. So it would either be a 90s party or an all-white party. Everything they were trying to recreate in that space that was absolutely Jamaican.
Since that time, you have done so much to legitimize something that is really ours. So it's a shame that we're trying to legitimize it. But certification now exists.
Yes.
Tell me about the certifications.
We have we have a dancehall course.
City
First
and Guilds.
accreditation was by Heart, and we have a second accreditation now by City and Guilds, and it's heartwarming because going out on the road and seeing how people respond to dancehall, my wish for local dancers is to get educated and go out there and claim what is yours, because the highest paid dancehall dancers in the world are not Jamaican.
Is that true?
They're not. And they have dance studios all over the world, and they're teaching the moves. Some of them, they've never been to Jamaica. And they're creating their own courses. So I would love to empower our youths to go out there with accreditation from the soil to say, I want this. And if you're going to pay top dollar, we should get it.
Yeah. We want to talk some more about your work with young people. Not only have you, poured into them where dancing is concerned, but a lot of people don't know that you were acting before you.
Before I started dancing, yeah. I was a popular actor before.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and then how you are big on mentorship now through the acting space as well, and how much you're doing to change the lives of folks in communities that are underserved, just to see that there's more. There's always more.
There's always more.
Take a break. More with Orville after this. Back with Orville Xpressionz, talking a little bit about your focus now on mentorship. You have a very popular production.
YouTube series.
YouTube series called?
The Bartender.
Yes. And through that, you have been able to employ, you say you pay 28 people.
28 people.
Every month out of your YouTube page.
Yeah. And sometimes it might be a little more because I might find new talent that you bring in. Yeah. And people are, sometimes I don't shoot with some people this month and to bring in other people. But yeah.
But that must feel really good.
Oh, yes. You know, same, I mean that from day one, you know.
Yeah.
From day one,
Well, that's how you were raised.
I've never felt the need to go it alone because, you know, people reached out to me and passed the baton, and some people brought me into the space. This is one such place. Francois mentored us. I knew nothing about radio, nothing, literally nothing. And Francois and Danny took us in there and gave us the paper to read and said, pick something that is of interest to you and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So I feel the need to give that back.
Yep. You've given back in that way. You've gotten some bruises along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Some public spats
public bruises, yeah.
from folks you didn't expect.
No.
Hurtful.
Yeah.
Poured into careers, and some people came
And
for
then,
you. But
yeah. And I was targeted. And my company almost taken away from me. Somebody came in and go as far as going to the tax office to do that whole registration thing. And I found out after. So even the tearing apart of me and the people was a part of the plan.
yeah.
Yeah, to make it work.
Yeah.
And though I was really hurt and enraged at one point, I understood why they would have felt the way they did, because it was planned. And I was used as that instrument to do the shedding of these people. So I understand. What I was really happy about is the fact that I did not respond.
Right.
That was, yeah.
Right. And that's good advice that you got.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's hard to say things being said about you
And
in,
don't say
in the
anything.
social space and say nothing. But that's your best response
Oh, yeah.
oftentimes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, your actions now will prove everything else. And you would have made your dad proud, obviously, by the way you handled that. I called you for our pre-interview on the anniversary of your dad's passing. I did not know.
Yeah.
And when you answered the phone, I asked if you were sleeping because your spirit sounded so low, but then you told me, eventually,
Yeah.
God bless you for your grace, because you could have said, call me back. But, you know, you started to talk and you started to sound more like yourself, and it was only at the end of the conversation that I realized
Oh, yeah, man.
it was the anniversary
Because,
of your dad's
well,
passing.
well, one, it was you. Two, it immediately felt like therapy.
Oh,
Immediately. So it gave me a chance to, yeah, because when I go back to the day itself, remembering that I was, it
Living
was,
blood. So your dad had been in the hospital for 10 days.
for 10 days.
You had
And it
seen
was-
him every single day. And the one morning you and Charlie went to give, blood for him.
When I came off the table, my brother called and said he passed. And I did. It was 2 years of taking care of him. This man would not allow his wife of 60 odd years to bathe him, to feed him. He felt comfortable. I held my dad the way he held me before he passed. And I remember every Friday morning when I left full house, rushed to the canteen and just rush home, straight into the room, you know, to change him and bathe him and give him something to eat. And then I would be out on the road recording for bartender, and there are times when he was really uncomfortable and he would call, and I would cut the shoot short and go home and tend to him. And yeah, but
You miss
that's-
him, you say.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But
I've
it's
made
pure
peace
joy.
with him. I've made peace with him. My father he's the success story. He's the success story why I have a success story. Because this man didn't even have a high school education. And he gave us a 5-bedroom house that he taught us how to help him build it, to mix the mortar, to lay the block, and it was always a family thing. My mother used to carry the mortar too. And put down the bucket and then she go in the shop, go sell. And yeah, it was just, yeah man, Mr. Kenneth, that he's the genius. He's the genius. And that man never raised his voice at my mother, never lift a finger. And she was the one where, yeah, because she had a warrior, you know. And when there's a disagreement, she would call and say, go ask your father if I'm ready for something to eat. And if me ever go there go say, Daddy, Mommy, say, then she call me around the side and thump me in her back and say, me never tell you. Me say, ask him if I'm ready for something to eat.
Thumping her back is a thing from long time.
From long time. Yeah, man. The thump of them don't really want to hurt you. It's a push thump.
Oh,
it's
man.
It's a kind of push thump way.
But that example of love that you've seen is that example of love you now live with Shelley.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are
My
like,
soulmate. 25 years. My soulmate. My calmer side. If it wasn't for just how she is as a person, I go from 0 to 100 real quick. And there are times when I feel really bad because you go there and she goes, can I speak now? I'm going to go, because now you hear your voice in your head like, how did I get here?
She's your
how did I get
gauge.
to this place? Yes, so, you know, she bring me back down a notch. Yeah, and she's been there. Let me say this publicly, I put her on tour and she's gone 43 countries. And she brag about it all the time.
Boss lady.
Boss lady.
Yeah.
Boss lady.
And people have, you know, tried to mudsling you guys on social media too, but...
Yeah, oh, them come forward, man. Them come forward. You know, why, how them not, where are the kids? So she with him for 25 years and them not married and Ray. So because you don't put your story out there on social media, then people, you know, there's a reason for all of that.
Yes,
you know, so but look at what we've done. Look at what we keep doing. Look at what we've done for the culture. Look what we've done for a lot of young people. What Shelley has been doing for female empowerment through dance right around the world. Shelley has stopped females who feel like they would want to take their own lives. They didn't have a space in dance because they're robust dancers in European countries that only respect ballet. And they only found a place because of her size dancing. And yeah, so come on, man. If you don't know the story, just...
And will you tell the story or do you not care to tell the story? Does anybody need to know the story?
No.
Really?
No. Look at what we do. Look at what we do. That's what we want to be out in the public.
Yeah.
And even what we share when we're around each other. Listen, when I used to be in the streets with Dance Expressions, nobody knew that myself and Shelley were together. They didn't. They thought it was Stacy because me and Stacy would talk about things. So if we see something in the dancehall space that is hilarious, me and Stacy shared that. She would always come and whisper in my ears and say, sir, that person is serious. So they would see that and think that we're together. And people, recently, somebody say, me and Shelley walk and say, Orville, Wagwan, how Stacy? Your wife? And I say,
no. No, sir.
No.
Person, whoever you are, it's not like that.
No.
That's not the story.
Yeah, but we continue to represent for the culture. We continue to wave the flag high. We continue to share unconditional love. And the other part of the story, you don't need to know everything.
Yeah, and you know, as with everything else, in time, all things are revealed.
Yeah.
Period. But at this time, let's reveal some other things for Orville. Lorianne, it's over to you.
Orville, Simso sessions you're upon, you're moving up like the Jeffersons, man. But let me tell you something, you really deserve this. I've watched you over the years and how you have always taken little and made very big things out of it. You don't let limitations get into your way. Because a man like you, you're very creative, you're a go-getter, and once you have an idea and you're focused on a goal, you're gonna get it done. And myself, who is in the industry, I sit back and I watch that and I admire you from afar. And I want you to just keep up the good work and continue pressing on through, even though sometimes you feel like you're doing it alone. You know, I'm always there for you, always there for guide you. So just keep it going and big things and just continue to grow higher and higher and higher. Bless up, my friend.
I just want to publicly and personally extend how overjoyed I am for you. To be recognized by your peers is one thing, but to be honored by an entity such as the Reggae Gold Awards is a big deal. Your contribution to the art form is inspiring, uplifting, and has made a lasting impact on all the lives that you touched and continue to touch. You are a living legend, therefore I'm giving you your flowers while you can still smell them. And as a true friend and someone who is passionate about the work that you do, I want to publicly again say congratulations, Sir Orville Xpressionz Hall. Well done.
Orville, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Congratulations to all your achievements. And the sky is not the limit. You are a visionary, an innovator. You are an inspiration to countless lives around the world. And I'm so happy that I was just blessed to experience just a fraction of that journey with you. And I've learned a lot. And I just wanted to know that it was so hard. And I know at times you feel like, yo, where is this going? Even though you see the vision and you had it, you know? And you just pull yourself together every single time and you do it again. And that's something to honor. God is on your side, and continue to do great things and continue to just move our hearts with your work and your dedication and just changing life for all. Bless up yourself. I love you, my brother.
Orville Xpressionz Hall. Yes, Mr. Ville X, I am here too, just to say to you how proud I am of you, how excited I get to watch you go out into the world and impart all that you have acquired in knowledge and experience with so much passion. I talk about you every opportunity I get. You are such an amazing ambassador. Continue to do great work with your whole entire heart. Love you, love you, love you bad. Enjoy all your accolades and the lemonade. Mwah.
Mr. Orville Hall, aka the Professor, yeah, aka Villa. Yeah, man, bless up yourself, friend who is family. Yeah, man, your work continues to speak for itself, and it speaks high volumes, locally and abroad, blazing a trail for dancehall music and the culture of dance in dancehall to be exposed on the global stage. Orville them for knows he is an international dance instructor. Come and see over Europe, I blaze the trail on behalf of the culture of dancehall and reggae music. So I salute you, my brother. Congratulations on your Reggae Gold Award recently. May you continue to do the work that is before you and continue to blaze the trail for the culture of dancehall and reggae music, and to expose dancers dancing in Jamaica, Jamaican dances on the cultural stage here all across the globe. And I salute you. Bless up yourself, King Man, and continue to be the great man that you are for all to see. Yeah, man. And bless up Miss Norrell said speed. That is it, my bro.
We are very proud of you. You have made Excelsior Community College School of Performing Arts proud. Be honest. I want to congratulate you. So you getting this Reggae Gold Award is something big. I remember from the school days, brother. I remember. I remember some of the struggles we got through when the school said, but he's not qualified for that program. We keep you in the program, right? And you excel. I remember you getting the award for the most outstanding college students across Jamaica. So Villa, as I say, big up yourself. With enough respect, enough love, enough honor. A professor. You know, those who knows you're a professor. Professor, keep doing what you're doing. All right? Enough respect and enough love from Excelsior Community College.
Villa, this is just a reminder to let you know how exceedingly proud I am to be your brother.
You are just a phenomenal human being, and you affect people's life in such a phenomenal way. You cause them to be better versions of themselves. And I must say, as it relates to me, sometimes I don't even have my own identity out in the streets. When people see me, instead of them say Dennis, them say Villa brother. And that's a badge of honor for me. Because you are so selfless. You give off yourself. Sometimes people take advantage of it, but why? There's just so much to you that if I were to ever start talking, the book would be a bestseller. But keep on doing what you're doing, my brother. I love you, and I wish God's richest blessings, and that He'll continue to just download information in your spirit, and that He'll continue to guide you as you continue to go about your business. God bless you here. Love you all the time. Oh, and just present yourself after this year, because when I say it's checking time, you know what time it is. All right? Enough love.
Hello, my love. I know you must be wondering, when did I creep away and got this video done? I did. It was not easy, but I did. I just want to let you know, Orville, that you are a genius and you were born for this. You have impacted so many lives right across the globe that you have no idea. And you continue to create a platform for dancers, for actors. You continue to create history and magic with our Jamaican culture that has impacted a lot of persons right across the globe. And I'm happy to say that I am happy that I'm the woman that's standing beside you, experiencing all of this achievement that you are now achieving, and achievements that you have achieved before. But I'm happy to be the one that's standing right there to experience it, to see all the love and appreciation that you are getting and how humbled you are by it. I want to say I love you, and I hope Father God continues to bless and keep you on the journey of creating and being that excellent creative that you are. I love you, and I appreciate you. Sir Hall.
So you say Shelley is the daughter that your mom never had? And
Yeah.
you are the son
That her mother
your
lost.
mom lost.
Yeah. Shelley lost a brother that would have been my age, and my mother's last child that lived for 3 weeks and 2 days that she asked me to name, and her name was Michelle, would have been Shelley's age. Yeah. And we found that out early in our relationship, and I think that told us that we would be on this journey together. Yeah, and she is, the things that we've been through, like when I tell people, say, myself and Dennis Hall, we have never had a physical altercation. Ever. We've never had a cuss out, nothing that people would consider regular brothers would do. We've never, ever. Miss Laurel used to warn me. She said, I'm a physical referee. So fight if you don't think you're bad. So,
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
No wonder there was always movement in your house because...
Yeah. So it never happened. It never happened. And there was no reason for it because of how we were raised. And my oldest brother, who lives in New York, is like a father figure. So the respect that we talk to him with is just, yeah.
Strong village, Villa. And I
Very
love
strong.
that for you.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Anybody ever sit down in a chair and cry? Nobody
Yes.
just ask us.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Maybe two people. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, because the motivation is important. The Good Vibes feature was born because I think that people need to hear how people feel about them before they're in a box.
Yeah.
And I make no apologies for that. So if you see somebody sit in this chair and cry because they're moved by love, I say bring on more of it. Because more time when we are cry, it's not for good reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you want it though?
Yeah.
So till don't I last.
Now come here tell myself, say, I rehearse, I tell it, I watch the show, I say, yo, nah.
Lori, please say that. You soon come back. You rehearse, not cry?
Yeah.
Take the break, guys. All right, about to lead the show with my friend Orville Xpressionz Hall. There are many watching. There are perhaps some young men who are watching who would like to make a career in an area that is sort of untraditional, right? Because certainly you're blazing this trail, but in a very different way than others had done it before.
Yeah.
Which makes it unique. I don't know what kind of pushback you might have gotten, even from people in your own life to say, as a male dancer, a male dancehall dancer, what are you doing? I don't know if you got that. Did you get that?
Oh, yeah, man.
See?
Yeah.
Hello. So lots of people trying to pursue paths right now, and they feel like this is going to get too much blowback. I'm going to just rest.
Oh, yeah, man. There was a point when I really wanted to learn more about dance and not just dancehall, when I was called to be a dancer with Stella Maris. Now, me being a dancehall dancer, coming from where I'm coming from, dressing the way we have to dress on stage for do a Stella Maris show. But I got my friends who you'd have considered to be real ragamuffins for come sit down, watch it and appreciate it.
Exactly.
So that for me was a plus as well.
Yeah.
Because now we're bringing the thing together so people can appreciate dance holistically.
That's
and
right.
not just dancehall.
That's right. So I ask you that to ask you what you have to say to people who find themselves in situations like yours, who feel like they're pushing maybe too much against the grain, but they believe fully in what they're doing.
If it's what you think about before you go sleep at night and the first thing you think about when you wake up, it's your fear do. It's your fear do. And when you push, people are there. People are there. It makes the success story. People will just be there to catch you. Yeah. Just keep pushing. I am living testimony of that.
Yeah.
You don't even know where the help is going to come from. But one day somebody just say, because as much as we think, remember, bad mind is one of the things where people talk about, like, everybody bad mind you. Have you ever bad mind anybody? Everybody have them story, So remember this. As much as you think people can be terrible, it's still people help with. Even when they're terrible, it's motivation for the spirit to go on. So keep pushing, bro. Keep pushing. And that is why I've created this course for the youth them. The hard component of the course is free. It's free. 2 months of your life, 2 days a week, and you are accredited, and you can travel with it. And if you have to get a work in a hotel in Jamaica, you can now say, I need to be paid like everybody else because I'm certified.
And that's what happens when you love what you do and you use it to uplift others, is that the blessings come. So, and the other thing Orv said to me before I wrap is that you have to remember what your motivation is, because if you're doing it for the awards and the recognition, those will never come.
No.
It's when you start remembering why you do it that you see things happening. Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
I think
so
Francois
much.
would have been so happy to watch this interview.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Thinking about him so much as I speak to you right now. Proud of you guys.
The general.
All right, affirmations time, everybody. All right, guys, so patience, a virtue, but sometimes for true, it can hurt you. Especially if you're waiting on something for the wrong reason and for that thing to come when it's just not the right time. The strategy is to stop waiting on the thing, but to keep putting in the work anyway. And then suddenly what not happened in years will happen in what feels like a day. And then right behind it, more of what you are waiting for at the time when you were supposed to get it. The lesson is to keep working even as you wait. You will get all that you deserve, and not a day too late. Tonight we are affirming, I will stop waiting on what I want and keep working until it comes. That is our soul food and our show for this evening. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We are back next week with another story of the power of the human spirit. And until then, every blessing, and please remember to contribute.